Hey guys, welcome back to the Pop channel. For this week's deck profile, we're going to talk about this guy, so stay tuned. Alright, so let us talk about the deck. Let's talk about the leader first. Interesting ability on his unawakened side. Right, you get to choose one card from your life and add it to your hand. If you do that, this leader gets critical, so it's basically a Vegeta. The first blue Vegeta that we get from set 1. When you are 4 or less, you draw 2 cards, you don't untap 2. So admittedly for this format, this is not the better option to go. Sorry, was at Oktoberfest yesterday, so pardon me if I sound really strange. I know I always sound very strange, but I'm really not in a good state of being to do anything today. So, but I'm really excited to bring you this deck profile. So let's continue with the deck profile, alright? Let's not talk about me. So Lord Slug Gigantified. So when this card attacks, you get to draw 1 card, and once per turn you drop a card to make your opponent drop a card. So you drop a card from your hand, so your opponent has to drop a card from his hand. So that's what. How we're gonna make this deck is this. We're gonna make it as painful as it is to play against you. And we're gonna make your opponent's hand size low, hit him with critical, make sure that he does not gain cards, gain extra cards that he shouldn't be drawing from getting his life hit, and in the end makes him drop cards and finish him when his hand size is low. Your hand size will be low. Play testing it, my hand size is always low. I don't know how to keep my hand size up. Yeah, but your hand size will be low, but your opponent's hand size should be lower. So that's how this whole deck should work. Alright, so the first card that we have, it's Dark Temptation Toa. So if you don't know what this card does, is that we play 3 copies of this. When you play this card using Overwhelm, and if your leader is green, which we are, choose one of your leader card and it gains 5,000 for the duration of the turn. Then your opponent has to drop 1 card from their hands. So it does 2 things. 1, it gives your Lord Slug a plus 5k boost. On his unawakened side, that is a 15k critical heater. Your opponent has to drop 1 card, has to deal with your 15k, and if you combo with Towa, there's a 20k critical heater, and your opponent has to drop 1 card and you gain 1 card in your hand. So that's how she plays it really good with this. So this is a card that you want to have in your starting hands, alright? And we play 4 copies of Planetamic, because as you can see from the whole setup, there is only Towa and this Angela. So these are the 2 cards that are not Namekians. So the rest of them are Namekians. We are playing the Namekians engine, and I'll tell you why we are playing the Namekians engine in a while. So the first card that we have, it's with play 4 copies of Give a Power Guru. He stays on the board, and you choose one of your battle card and it gains 5,000 for the duration of the turn. Of course, he can't give your leader that. That's one of the things that I don't really like about this card, but he does give your Namekian duo Pririna, and also your Idonic Warrior Angela critical, and he also gives your Speed Attack Piccolo Jr. critical. Alright, so that's very important. We play 4 copies of him. 4 copies of Sacrifice, negate the attack, and if your leader is Namekian, you can activate this card's counter by paying your life. So how do you want to use this is when people go for double strike, triple strike, or going for critical, you are tapped out, you could use Sacrifice and draw 1 card, and that's it. So you take 1 card from your life and you negate the attack, so you don't get the effect from critical. You don't have to take 2 lives or from double strike or triple strike. Alright, so you play 4 copies of the Namekian super combo, 4 copies of Nails. Bond 2 does not have to be Namekian, so if there's any other card that's on the board, when this card attack, draw 1 card and it gains 5,000 for the duration of the turn, so 15k, and you get to draw 1 card. This helps to keep your hand size up, but if you're gonna go the aggressive route, this is something that usually you don't have on your board from play testing it. One of the best cards in the game right now, not in the game, in your deck, is this. That once per turn, choose he is Namekian duo Pririna. So once per turn, you choose one Namekian, not battle card, not any card, but one Namekians from your hands, place it under this card, draw one card, and this card gains 10,000 in critical for the duration of the turn. Pardon me. And so he's a 20k critical hitter, but he is 10k at the end, so your opponent will try to take him out. So, but trying to take him out, and later you will know that they will try to take him out and him out also really helps to make this deck much better. I'll show you why. So another card that we'll be playing is Speed Attack Piccolo Jr. He is critical, and when this card inflicts damage to your opponent's life, they place that life. So it's just a 2 cost that is searchable through or playable through Planet Namekians. What you want to do, especially with Nails, Namekian Duo Purina with Piccolo, you don't want to do it in such a way that you get. What you don't want to do is you don't want to play it from your hands for 2 costs. If you have the energy, that's good. If you don't have it, it's fine. Leave it as that. Play it off Planet Namekian. Lord Slug return to form. So this is the spice that is different from the rest of the Namekian deck. We will be running the Lord Slug engine, but we will take out 1 card. So the meta, the reason why it's because I just wasn't able to find a place for him. But I think I will do more play testing, and if play testing works, a Piccolo Jr. driven to fight, this card should be taken out and replaced with meta. But let's see, right? But so far, it's alright. Reaching this guy might be a little bit difficult, but I will talk about why later. So what this card does is that when you play this card, choose up to 1 Slug army from the deck with energy 4 or less and adds it to your hand. So you could search this guy and this guy from your deck. Just pick one, put it, whatever you don't have in your hands, put it back into your hands and do it. What I always do with Planet Namek is this, that you could, because he is a Namekian and 2 or less, you could actually cast him from Planet Namek. So that's what you want to do. And what you want to do to play safe is to have 2 of him on the board. Alright, let the rest of the stuff do the attacking, but if you have 2 of him on the board, you are good to go. But 1 should be enough for this combo. Alright, we play 4 copies of Piccolo Jr. Driven to Fight. This is a barrier, born to Namekians. They have to be Namekians, but there's no worries. Most of the cards on your board will be Namekians, right? When this card attacks, draw 1 card. And he has barrier, so he is not susceptible to board removal, except for, of course, Zeno. One of the best card in the Lord Slug mechanics, right? In the Lord Slug engine. So he is a critical Idonic Warrior Angular. Bond 2. When this card attacks, if your leader card is Lord Slug Army, he is. Your opponent chooses 1 card from their hands and places it into the drop area. So, when this card attacks, if Bond 2 is there, so including himself, Lord Slug, which you use it to, which can be easily made from which can be easily castable from Planet Namek, your opponent has to drop 1 card, and that has to do with this critical hitter, which Gift of Guru could give him the 5k to make him a 20k critical hitter. Your opponent drop 1, cast her, make your opponent drop 1, give Lord Slug that 5k so that he swings at 15k, combo with her, 20k critical, drop 1, 20k critical, drop 1. So in 1 turn your opponent has to drop 2 and then has to either not gain any cards from their life by taking damage, or use more cards from their hands just to combo out of that. So it is very, very painful to play with him, and I love to play him by casting him. The reason why is this, it's because, oh, I'll tell you maybe why I do this, alright? Later, after this card. So, Bond 2. So similarly, if this guy is already on the board, or this guy is on the board, this guy activates. So this cube, when you play this card, and if your leader card is Slug Army, choose up to 1 Slug Army from your drop area with energy 3 or less and play it. So this is the guy that you want to play, or this is the guy that you want to play. Usually you want to play this guy, right? Then choose 1 up to 1 of your energy and switch it to active mode. So he is a safe play on turn 4. So you could play him at turn 4, untap 1 of your energy, bring him out, swing, make your opponent drop 1 card, and then has to take this 15k critical. So you want him on the board, and then you could safely play him, and your opponent will try to take him out. That is the problem that I have. But if you have 2 of this, and this guy, I started swinging with this guy. The reason why is because next up, Titanic Ambition, Lord Slug. So for 2 cards, for 2 green, and 1 cards from your hands into a drop area, Slug Army, bond 3, so you need 3 of them, not 2. So either 2 of this and himself, or you need 1 of this, you need 2 of this too, because you will be evolving on top of him, right? So that's the problem, you will be evolving, so this guy will not be counted as part of this big group. So Lord Slug return to form, or this guy. So that's why I said you should always have 2 of this or 1 of this. The problem with this guy is that your opponent will really commit just to take him out, so you need to really protect him if you can. If not, then it's really bad to have him, to count on him as one of the board mechanics, because this guy will not stay on the board. So what does he do? This is a finisher of the game. When you play this card, choose up to 3 cards from your opponent's hand and place them into the drop area. So when you play this card, when this card comes out for that 2 energy, your opponent has to further choose 3 cards to go for it. So when you can attack, make your opponent drop 1 card, Toa, make your opponent drop 1 card, and maybe give him, or no, your Lord Slug, drop 1 card from Lord Slug, and then make your opponent drop 1, evolve on top of him, make your opponent drop 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in 1 turn. That's really painful if your opponent's not prepared for it. Alright, so this is the mechanics over here. What I would definitely recommend for you to take a look is that this Piccolo Jr. driven to fight, I almost never swing with him, maybe just to draw 1, because 10k is so easily to be taken out. But the whole idea for this guy is that I would either play Dende, because I could bring him out from Planet Namekian and get to put 1 Namekians into my hands, which is good for this guy, or because this are all Namekians that you can search. So if you have this guy early in your hands, you could even put it into him just to make sure, just to give him the boost. Alright, or this 4 should be substitute, should be sub out for Maida. Maida is a 2 cost that plays a Maida token. The problem with Maida is this, that he is not searchable through Planet Namek, and because he's not a Namekian. So because if this guy is in your hand, he can boost this guy too. So I'm thinking to put more Namekians instead of like having non-Namekians in the deck. But definitely, maybe Dende might be the better option, because Dende could put 1 into your hands, and if Dende is in your hands, you could feed it to this guy just to run it. Alright, so this is the Lord Slug engine. I hope you like it. So the whole idea is this: hit with critical, make them drop cards, and especially if they're playing against cards like that, which they have no idea of, it's actually very beneficial to take them by surprise. Remember, again, this is a Namekian that you can bring it out from Planet Namek, so try not to cast him. If you have him in your hands, you can feed it to this guy, and in the end, try to keep at least 2 of them surviving, 2 of this or 1 of each on the field, and then yep, you could swing with him. Then your opponent takes him out, make your opponent deal with the critical, make your opponent drop a card, let your opponent take him out. Next turn, play him safely on turn 4, untap 1 of energy, bring him out again, swing and make your opponent drop 1 card, and then take that critical hit again. And then if you have a turn more, evolve on top of him and make him drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, swing with the double strike, and whatever you have on the board, hopefully that you will win the game. Alright, so that is the Namekian's deck profile for Lord Slug. I think he's really a good leader, and he's a real sleeper in the deck, in the cards right now. So alright, have a nice day, comment, subscribe, and see you guys for the next deck profile. Right, ciao, bye.